What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Vault. My name is Money, and today is Wednesday, which means it's time for another installment of What Do You Want Wednesday, a segment here on the channel where I ask you guys what you want to see Funko make, and then I sit down, or I guess in this instance, stand up and discuss the things that you guys want Funko to make. There was a lot of really awesome stuff in this episode. I think people brought some great suggestions to the table, so I'm really excited to get into it. And if you want to see your suggestion featured in this video segment here on the channel, make sure you leave me a comment down below letting me know what you want Funko to make. It can be something that Funko hasn't made, or it's something that maybe Funko skipped over. Maybe there's a license that Funko owned a while back and they missed a character that you really want to see as a pop. For example, me, it would be Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec. I would love to hear what you guys want to see, so make sure you leave a comment down below for a chance to be featured in this segment in the future. And if you guys haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it right now. So we're going to get today's episode started with a comment from a Funko Popcast who suggests pops for the 1998 film Small Soldiers. So let me just preface that I had no idea what they were talking about based on just the title alone. I was like, Small Soldiers? What the heck is this? So I went online and I searched it up, and it unlocked this memory in the back of my head. You know, I'm in my mid-20s, so I was very young in 1998, but I forgot all about this, and I totally remember it now that I looked at it. So I think that this would be an awesome thing to see Funko make. They look so cartoony as it is, so translating them into pop figures would be super easy to Funko to do. And if they were to do this, I think it should be some sort of Funko Shop exclusive. Make it a little bit limited rather than just a large release. I agree with a Funko Popcast that this should be something that Funko should make. I just don't know that there's going to be a large audience of people who are going to be going to GameStop and Target to pick it up. So I think a limited release of this would be the way to do it. And to continue the topic of unlocking memories from the back of my head that I forgot that I knew, we're going to go ahead and go to Jerry's Got Pops comment over on last week's episode of this segment. Jerry's Got Pops is incredibly well spoken and wrote out this very thoughtful paragraph I will go ahead and toss up on the screen for you. I'm going to go ahead and paraphrase and read a few highlights from this post. So he suggests Infinity Train, OKKO, Ben 10, Flapjack, Chowder, Megas XLR, Billy and Mandy, Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Further on, he suggests My Gym Partner's a Monkey and Camp Laszlo. And I mean, every single thing that Jerry just suggested is something that I would probably have to add to my collection, which is terrifying. So hearing Jerry talk about a lot of these shows, I think really brings a lot of excitement for me that we could see some of these guys go to the Funko Shop in the future. We already saw it with Dexter and Johnny Bravo last year, so I think a lot of these older Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network shows have the possibility to be pops now or maybe even next year. When it comes to Courage the Cowardly Dog, I don't necessarily think that we need to have a full line of pops from that show. I think it could just be done like Dexter and Johnny Bravo from their respective shows. Just give us Courage, in and out. That's basically all that I would want to see from the line. But when it comes to Ben 10, they have to give us all of the different aliens alongside of just a Ben pop. Forearms, Wild Mutt, Gray Matter. I mean, there were such awesome characters that were such a big part of my childhood that if they were to do a Ben 10 set, I would want them to go ham on it and do all of those 10 aliens from the Omnitrix, maybe go into some of the other ones that got introduced in later seasons, but to start off with, I would just like to see Ben and then the 10 aliens to accompany him. Paparazzi made two suggestions we're going to go ahead and talk about. The first one is give me Codename Kids Next Door. And I can't believe that Funko hasn't done a 5-pack of these 5 characters. Numbers 1 through 5, I mean, what else would you want? I mean, just a 5-pack of those characters would be probably one of the greatest items Funko would have ever produced. And on the flip side of it, they could do the evil kids, whose names I can't remember off the top of my head. Leave me a comment down below letting me know who I'm talking about. I'll probably put a picture right here. So Codename Kids Next Door, Brian, I definitely agree, has to come. It's probably somewhere on the horizon if you look at the shows that Funko is doing with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends coming later on this year. So hopefully Codename Kids Next Door is right around the block as well. Brian's other comment is, I want my Jersey Shore pops. And I agree. I love Jersey Shore. I love trashy TV, and Jersey Shore is a great example of that. Now, the only thing that would stop Funko from making this is probably all the negative connotations that the Jersey Shore castmates have with them. I mean, Snooki's been arrested, Ron's been arrested. Who else? Jenny punched Mike in the face. Mike went to prison. You know, maybe they just have so much negative stigma around them as people. But I love Jersey Shore. I love watching it on Hulu, even though it's going to be coming off of Hulu. Danny and I are currently in the process of watching Jersey Shore Family Reunion together. And it's been really fun to see how far these castmates have come over the last few years, from starting off as these 20-year-olds who were just out partying all the time to now being full-fledged adults who have families and kids and partners, And as far as what I would want to see from Jersey Shore Pops, I would just want to see the 9 castmates. I don't need to have variants after variants or chases of these characters. Just give me one of each and I would be happy. And if Funko did want to do variants of these characters, I think Diamond Edition would be the way to do it. Maybe give us a Diamond J-Wa to FYE, a Diamond Dina to Hot Topic, for example. The Wiz Gaming suggests a content creator line. And this is something that I think needs to be addressed. So the way that I want to describe this is that in a lot of communities, when you have people who are bigger names in the community, they do a lot of like product correspondence with the company. When it comes to Funko, there's not a lot of that I can see anyway from those bigger YouTubers and those bigger Instagram users. So I think it would be kind of nice for them to do a Top Pops Funko Pop. Like, would I pick it up? Not necessarily. But at the same time, that is a double-edged sword because you could make an item for a content creator who then does something who maybe bashes the brand, for example, A. Macaulay suggests Jane Goodall. And I think that is a great suggestion. It would partner great with Steve Irwin. I mean, he's been getting a few different variants. I think that this is another item similar to the small soldiers that we touched on at the beginning of this video that would definitely benefit from having a more limited run rather than being a common release to just kind of clog up shelves at Hot Topic and Target. Maybe have this be just like a 3,000 piece item, or if they really want to be crazy, like a 5,000 piece item. Put it up and see how it goes. And if collectors like this, maybe do a black and white variant to Barnes & Noble or something for people who missed it. But I think that when it comes to something like this, a limited piece run would be the way to handle it, but I think overall it would be a successful addition to Funko. Pop Raptors suggests a 4-pack with the avatars Aang, Korra, Roku, and Kyoshi would look so cool. Pop Raptors, I agree 100%. Don't even get me started on Funko Toy Fair giving us pop pins for Avatar. It was a huge disappointment for Avatar fans across the board. There are so many characters and variants that Funko could be doing for the Avatar license, but they released that first set, they did a box lunch Zuko, and then it's been kind of like quiet from Funko when it comes to the license. And yes, there's been rumors, yes, there's been leaks that there are going to be more pops coming. By the time of making this video, there's nothing. And a 4-pack of all of the 4 main avatars that they talk about during the run of The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra would just be so great. I mean, Kyoshi and Roku are so instrumental in Aang's self-discovery, and then of course Aang and them with Korra's discovery from the Avatar as well, so it just makes sense to do a 4-pack of all of them. And it would be awesome to give them dynamic poses. You could have Roku bending fire, Kyoshi with her earth, then you could have Aang maybe bending air or something, maybe on the air scooter when he's older. I think it would just be a really nice display piece for the Avatar set, and I'm a sucker for a multi-pack, so why not? Andrew Macaulay suggests Peaky Blinders or That 70's Show. Now, I haven't seen Peaky Blinders. I'm not sure it's really my genre of show, movie. I don't know which one it is, but I know it's an older Western type thing, but it's not really my choice go-to thing to watch. They do Netflix exclusive lines all the time, so this is another example of what they could do with a Netflix partnership, and I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in picking these things up. As for That 70's Show, that's actually a line that I can't believe doesn't exist already. When you have so many other iconic sitcoms getting so many pops, it's just kind of weird that 70's Show is just completely left out of it. Now, if they were to do That 70's Show, I would bet money that they would probably leave Hyde out of it because of all the controversy with the actor who played Hyde. But I think That 70's Show license could definitely be okay without seeing Hyde's character. Donna, Eric, Red, Kitty. I mean, there's so many characters from that show that are just so iconic to modern day sitcoms and modern day comedy. Funko should capitalize on that and make a whole line based on the characters. And also for Seinfeld, they released that whole little diorama kit where you could have all of them in the apartment together with those little figures. Maybe do the Foreman basement with all the characters and be able to piece them together sitting around the table. So Jesse McDonald suggests pops from the Snyder Cut and comic throwbacks to those characters as well. Now, Jesse, I do have a lot to say about the prospect of a Snyder Cut line, but I just want to watch the movie all the way through before I talk about the pops from that line. So we're going to go ahead and pause this comment and we're going to revisit it in a future iteration of this segment once I finish the whole movie. But we will talk about the Snyder Cut, I promise. 95 Pop Snaps suggest mystery minis from Pokemon. Brooke, you need to be careful what you ask for because you and I both know that they would just do Pikachu variants. It would be 18 different options from these mystery minis, and you would have Pikachu in a party hat, Pikachu with a sparkler, Pikachu running, Pikachu attacking, Pikachu crawling, Pikachu, I don't know. And that's the thing about the Pokemon license that is so tricky, because Funko needs to walk this line of like, okay, we want to make sure we're doing things that people are going to want to pick up, but at the same time, we also want to do things that kids are going to be able to recognize and go, ooh, I want that. So it's like a weird juxtaposition between those two sides of the fence. But if they were to do Pokemon Mystery Minis, I would be on board only if they did various different Pokemon as opposed to just Charmander, Pikachu, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. And I don't know why I said them in that random weird order. Elmer suggests more Dorbs of Gambit, Rogue, Martian Manhunter, and Firestorm. So Elmer, thank you very much for this comment. It really got me thinking about Dorbs, really got me thinking about the prospect of new Dorbs in the form of the superheroes that you asked for, because I think having a complete set would be awesome, and I hope that they do it. So Elmer, thank you for the comment. I think that Dorbs are still kind of clinging on by their last string. I would love for them to do more Dorbs. Hopefully the characters that you're asking for is like a Funko Shop exclusive or something like that. But thank you very much for pointing out to me that it's been so long since Dorbs came out. And I think this comment is going to inspire me to do a real big deep dive on Dorbs and potentially do a video essay on them in the future. So Elmo, thank you for the inspiration. And that wraps up this week's iteration of What Do You Want Wednesdays. Thank you so much to everybody who sent in a comment with what they want to see from Funko. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if I did not read your comment, it may appear in a future video. And make sure you guys leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of everyone's suggestions. Is there something here that you absolutely would love to see Funko do, agreeing with somebody? Or is that something that you think is kind of not really in Funko's realm, such as the Jersey Shore Pops? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on these comments. And also, make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know what you want to see from Funko for the chance to appear in one of these videos in the future. I love to hear what you guys want. This has been so much fun reading your comments, interacting with you guys, and seeing everybody's different personalities through what they collect. So make sure you leave a comment down below for me to go ahead and read and feature in an upcoming video. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to collect what you love, even when what you love is based off of a very, very, very trashy MTV reality show. And as always, guys, I will see you soon.